Time now for the voice of the land on the Big Play Network with your hosts, Kevin Arnold and Always Positive Jay.
But speaking of First Energy Stadium, though, we see that there's different designs in the field each year. I don't know.
Well, no, there's never been a logo really for how many years in the 50-yard line?
I think I've seen the helmet in the middle of the field.
It's been a while since they've had a logo.
But there's different looks to it, the way it's lined.
Didn't they have like the B shield? You know the
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know what they call that. I actually do like that logo. But
it's the football with the B.
Yeah, the
in the
football
center.
with the B. Yeah, with the stripe. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that the end zones have looked different. They even had special ones when they did the color rush uniforms too. So it's always looked different, and I don't know what percentage of the fan vote is actually going to go into it, or if that's going to determine it.
They should have fun with it.
But if you go to Browns.com, at the top, there's a link to go vote for the way the field's going to look. And we're going to pull them up right now. So this is courtesy of Browns.com and whatever system they're using for the voting system.
And audio's hard work.
And audio's hard work. So
just cut and paste.
We have four.
Hard work.
Cut and paste. That's the best way to do it. Control C, Control P. That's all you got to do. Oh, no, Control P is print.
Control when you say cut and paste right now, I feel like I'm back at work. I'm pasting drywall and cutting myself.
And cut is Control X. So I got that completely wrong. But I'm not a computer.
Well, yeah, Control C is copy. So
yeah. So that's why we got the AI system audio.
Exactly.
We're all good. We're all good.
So we got four options we're going to pull up
We'll
here.
look at one. So there's option number one.
So with number one, and since you can't see me on camera, I'm actually going to look at the TV screen, so it doesn't look weird anymore. So option number one that comes up, it looks like the Browns helmet in the center of the field. Then in the end zones, it is the word Browns in both sides.
In white. With
in white.
The elf on each side.
Yeah, the elf on the side with the B. Then of course, the AFC logo. The A with the 4 stars going down the right side on the other side. And, of course, the letters are trimmed in orange. We go on to option number 2. We have Brownie the Elf kind of doing the Heisman pose, sort of.
They more or less switched the elf and the helmet out.
Yes, basically. So the Brownie...
That's the original elf, correct? I think that's the original elf.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so... We'll say right now the original elf, and I have the GVR work shirt where it's kind of a skeleton. That's my favorite.
Well, that's a sweet shirt. That really is.
I saw so many people with that yesterday. I was like talking to them, and I was like, dude, I got more GV stuff than actually team license gear. But I digress. We move on. The Browns wording and the AFC logo still the same. So we're basically just switching those two.
Yeah, and the helmet's that kind of flat two-dimensional Browns helmet logo.
Almost like gives like an old school, but it's got that black or brown trim instead of the gray like it used to be. So, all right, so that's option number 2. Option number 3, and you can see them on your screen, but if you're listening to the audio on Google, Spotify, or Apple, we'll try to describe them as much as we can. Just go to Browns.com. You'll see them. You go to option number 3 and kind of the new style when they brought out like the new coloring for the Browns. You got that helmet next to the word Browns. This time the letters are in orange, trimmed in white. Still got that AFC logo because every AFC team is going to have that. And in the center, it is Brownie the Elf just holding the football.
The modern elf.
Modern elf holding the football. Guess that would be his right arm up against his body. Not in a good position if he was going to go run the football, but still holding it nonetheless. And the final option, I believe, just switches. Actually, no, it does not.
It's a more three-dimensional helmet.
Yeah,
it's the old school elf.
Yep.
With the orange.
But Browns are in
helmet.
orange on both the option 3 and 4.
So I believe the first option had the elf that was the new age elf in the end zone.
Here, we'll go back there.
Yeah, so like the...
Nope,
No, it's still the old one.
Oh, still that one. So there's only one option that has the elf that's...
The modern elf.
The modern elf.
That's going to be option 3.
That's my favorite.
Okay.
So the modern elf in the middle of the field at the 50-yard line.
With the brown, I like the orange. I'm team orange for you. And I love the lettering in orange.
Okay, Peter, have you had a chance to look at him? Did you cast a vote?
I did not cast my vote yet. I do kind of lean towards this one as well.
Are you like Sue Robinson?
But
can't make a decision on a field.
But the thing is, I actually prefer the letters in white in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
But I do kind of like the more modern elf in the middle there. Yeah, I do. This one I think would be my pick.
Would be with the orange lettering, white trim.
Yeah, I prefer the white lettering, but I like this elf at the 50.
The elf is the one that does it. So
I think my close second is going to be your pick, Kevin.
My pick is number 2. With the elf running the football, the old school elf in the middle
of
the field.
That's right behind my pick. I love this. Both elves.
I would not be disappointed if this was what we had.
Yes. So. I love it.
Just like you, Peter, I love the white lettering kind of trimmed in the orange for some reason. I feel like it just pops in the end zone.
Because of the other 2 logos in there.
I guess the only part about this one I don't like, but it was the best one that I saw, and this is the one I actually voted for and casted my vote. Jay, did you cast a vote too?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the one that you guys were just talking about, it's the helmet. Like I kind of want like the new version of the helmet, more like the 3D.
Oh, the more 3-dimensional helmet.
3-dimensional helmet. If you had that with the elf that I'm looking for in the middle of the field, I really like that. But again, a lot of these, no matter which way they go, I think it's a good. They're trying to implement the elf more, and I think that fans are really liking that. I think that's one of the biggest draws.
Well, I just saw something. It's like I think it was on Facebook. It was Brown's helmet. They're like, finally, Brown's helmet with the logo.
And they put the Brown's helmet on the logo. Yes, that's hilarious. I've seen it a couple of times.
I was like, oh, yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, I've seen it was like Brown's released the white helmet, and then it had the logo of the orange helmet on the white helmet. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much Team Elf on this show.
I think so. I mean, it's the closest thing we really have to a mascot.
Everyone says like, "Oh, it's not a tough mascot." I think the elf is very fitting. We're very underdog. We're tough, and we'll get through anything, no matter how small we are.
And it's not that I can even explain it. It just feels like it fits, and it's. I understand. Yeah, you're saying an elf isn't tough enough or whatever. Hey,
they make great cookies.
They do.
Yes.
Those Keebler elves.
Yeah. Hey, make some.
The relatives of the brownie elf.
Sure.
Get with your friends at Nabisco and try to get those gluten free because I'll take some of those. I can't just keep eating Oreos. I gotta get some.
So there you go. We need Keebler to start making brownies, but use the brownie elf to sell them.
Yes. We're on to something, Keebler.